Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we're looking at the Flextailgear Tiny Pump X. And this little fella in here lets you pump up air mattresses, air cushions, those sort of inflatable seats you can get much more easily than just simply blowing into them. Now, one of the reasons you don't want to blow into a mattress or airbed is simply because your breath contains moisture, and when you pump that moisture in, when you inflate it with your mouth, you're eventually going to have your mat go a little bit horrible on the inside. It will take a few years for that to happen, maybe a few months depending on how often you use it, but that's one of the reasons that I have been lusting after these. And up until recently I couldn't really justify the price for the product, but as they've got lighter and lighter and cheaper, this is basically what you get. And it's really lovely and light. Let's just weigh it there. Now in grams, that's 84 grams, or 3 ounces. That's not too bad. Now, this has also got a little torch on it, so I'm thinking this could replace my Olight lantern. And this one has a little hanging basket as well. Some multi-use items I love. So having an air pump and a light, which weighs pretty much what the lights do, that's a bonus for me. Tiny, isn't it? It is noisy, I will warn you now. It's a noisy little unit, but I've fully charged this. There's a little LED here. I'll show you some still images of when it's charging, it's red, and when it's full, it's green. And let's see how many mattresses we can fill up. I've got a selection of mattresses outside that I'm going to use this on. It comes with these little attachments, and in fact I guess we should weigh it with all the attachments. So let's just say worst case scenario. Let's do ounces first for our American cousins. So every single item, the charge cable, everything is 4.1 ounces, okay? Now for the rest of us there, 116 grams. That's not a great deal of weight at all. In fact, I'm going to weigh the bag that comes with my climate kit. So here's the bag that my climate mattress uses. Let's see. So 96 grams, 3.5 ounces. So actually, it's pretty much comparable. And when you think we're only going to take possibly that and maybe that adapter, 3.2 ounces. There we go. It's actually lighter than the fabric bag. This is the bag I use for my X-Ped mattress. It's an X-Ped bag, and that weighs in at 2 ounces, which is just shy, what is it, 58 grams. Not that much more, is it? And then of course you don't need a lantern for the tent because you've got the built-in one with different power modes, which is quite nice as well. Hold for the light. Press again. Really bright. That's great. Love it. So you get this nifty little Flextailgear bag that everything can go into. So I'm going to put away the extra stuff that I'm not using for today into there. You get an instruction manual as well, but it's pretty straightforward. So this mat I'm going to start with is the Climate Insulated Static V Luxe, and it's one of my favourite mats, and it's lovely and long, lovely and wide, relatively deep for what it is. But look at these funny valves. Let's see whether this is going to work. So first off we close the valve. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Should be interesting, eh? Okay, so maybe we need one of the attachments. This is going to be a shame if this fails on the first go. Right. Yeah, of course it won't fail. Now what I would say is these bits do tend to pop off quite easily. It's not something that I would feel comfortable just leaving to get on with the job. I haven't seen Big Red for a while. Let's have a look. Mind your ears. That's really good. And that's nice and firm. You know. I love it. Let's try it with another one. Okay, car camping time. It's a heavy duty one. It's an old one actually. This is a Vango Adventure Plus XL, 7.5 centimetres, so it's quite a big unit. That took a while, but then it was probably my crappy valve. It's a very old valve, and this is a modern bit of kit, so. Running out of mattresses. Next bed. Let's try this guy. Now, another fabulous trick of this little device is not only will it pump up, but you can also deflate items by placing in the relevant attachment and then pressing it on. And of course what that'll do is the fan sucks in that way and blows out that way, so it's going to suck all the air out of your device. Just in case you've got one of those fiddly ones that are a nightmare to deflate. Now for me, I've got a Climate hammock mat which has like little wings on the side, and it's an absolute bugger to get all the air out of, so that's going to be great for that. I'm running out of mats here. We've done 4 fairly large inflatable mats. The unit is slightly warm to touch, but you know, nothing too bad. What I did note, it's a shame really, you can't use the light with the pump. So if you are thinking about pumping up your mat at night, which is when you really kind of want it, you're going to have to bear in mind that the light will not function along with the pump. But I guess you could use your light to locate the pump nozzles, get things ready, and then of course you would turn that off and use the pump and just hold it there if need be. I think a lot of these need to be held. I mean, some of the units there, I was demonstrating the big first mat. That's a very old mat. But yeah, I mean, it still did it with the little adapters. It still worked just about, but you couldn't certainly leave it to get on with it. I wouldn't trust it for not popping off. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that, and it is so light. I'm really happy with it. So a little bit of background blurb. You've got those different nozzles that I've shown you already. The Type C charger, which I quite like. It's a Type C, and you get a charger cable with it. And obviously that's the shape if you don't know what Type C is. For me, most of my stuff is Type C now, so I'm quite happy with that. The light is a 40 lumen light. That is the 40 lumens of light, and that will last for 10 hours. Press and release, that's 160 lumens, 2.5 hours. Press again and release, that's 400 lumens, and you'll get an hour kicked out of that, which is pretty good. The manufacturer states the inflation pressure, the maximum, is 3.5 kPa, 180 litres per minute. The exhaust pressure is 3 kPa. Compression ratio, 60%. The average power is 13.5 watts. Battery capacity is 1300 milliamp hours, and it's a 4500 K white light output.